everyone, this is Francis from Tech Africa, and today it's International Women's Day around the world. And in this day, we are celebrating our women, the women around the world, all the great women. And in the show today, I decided to have some guests, two women, as you can see, and they're going to introduce themselves. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Vivian. Professionally, I'm a lawyer, but I'm also an entrepreneur and a big activist for women entrepreneurs.
Hello, my name's Sam. I'm originally, as you can probably tell, from Australia, but living in Tanzania at the moment. I work as a journalist, and I'm really excited to be here. I think that today is a really important day for women across the world.
Awesome. Okay, now the aim of this show today is we're just going to have a normal chat. We're going to have a tech chat, a technology chat, We're just going to talk normal things about technology, the day-to-day use of technology, and I'll ask some questions. I'll ask some few questions to the ladies here, and by starting, I'll start with just a simple question. How do you use technology? How often do you use technology in your life?
Well, Francis, I guess I'm a little bit guilty of overusing technology. I suppose I've grown up with social media, so Facebook and Instagram, and especially living away from home, it's a way of communicating en masse rather than having to, if I post something, it's to everyone. It's like a time thing. I don't have a lot of time, so I use technology as I guess a way of communicating in that way. And I guess professionally I use it as well through my job. But, I think that there is a balance of technology. Using it smartly maybe is a thing for me. And I think a lot of women as well, that there's a lot to do. Traditionally women's job has been around the home. And, I think that it's a really good way of communicating. I know mums use it to communicate with their kids and that type of thing. But for me, I'm probably a bit of an overuser sometimes. And... But I think just because it's convenient.
Yeah, awesome. And what about you, Vivian?
I wouldn't say I'm an overuser. I have three main medias that I actually know how to use, and I'm mainly a user of Instagram and WhatsApp. Yep. And WhatsApp is mainly for communications. And Instagram, well, I love to see myself and my face, so I take a lot of selfies. So and recently I've just gotten to understand how to use Twitter. So these days I am always glued on Twitter. I'm learning a lot. I've realized that I'm learning, even with my legal background, I'm getting a lot on Twitter. So
Nice, awesome. Well, because we both talked about using it on the phone. I believe that we both have smartphones. What smartphone are you using?
I use the Nokia 5, thank you so much.
An Android phone, right? Okay, and you're using an iPhone, right?
Yes.
Oh, so iPhone versus Android. Okay, this is going to be good. And what are the two apps that you use mostly? Like just two apps, I'll say productive apps that you use, that you can't have your phone without those apps.
If you take away WhatsApp in my phone, I'm dead.
Is it productive to you?
That's a question of probability.
Very true.
Okay.
Yes, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Because I do not have a lot of time to just socialize, chat, just how are you, hello, how are you? Yeah. But mostly I use WhatsApp with my students at the university. Most of my students reach me over WhatsApp. Okay. And especially talking to my brothers. My brothers live overseas, and the only easier way to talk to them is through WhatsApp.
Nice. Another app?
I would say recently, because I'm just getting to understand Twitter. So these days I'm trying to get acquainted to Twitter. So every day I have to look to in Twitter.
Okay.
And for me, Instagram, I find that I really like the picture element. I think that rather than reading people's statuses, I just like that it's a photo and it's very visual. But Facebook Messenger is the other one. In Australia, we communicate via Facebook Messenger, where here it's WhatsApp. So I've only recently got WhatsApp because I've never had to use it before. But Messenger has probably taken over text messaging, I would say. So like I'd probably maybe inbox someone rather than text. I don't know whether it's the fact that I can see when they've received it because of the little tick.
Yeah.
Where a text message, you don't know if they've seen it, which is good and bad. Sometimes you don't want to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Messenger and Instagram, I would also be in trouble if those were gone.
Yeah.
We sound like we're addicts, don't we?
Okay. So we were, I believe we were both born. All of us were born before the internet, right? Like the internet came while we were already adult. I mean, not like teenagers, something like that.
Yeah.
The internet, the website, and so we all know the life before internet and how was it. And if you were told to go back and live 1 month without the internet, do you think you can do that? Like completely out of the internet, like no internet, no WhatsApp, no Facebook, no Instagram at all for 1 month. Do you think you can do that?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think I remember when you used to have to dial up and it used to make those noises, and it would take, when you were doing homework and that type of thing, and it would take maybe 10-15 minutes to dial up the home computer. And I think that today's society, for men and women, it's very based around the internet. Even like the maps function on the iPhone, like to get from A to B, we don't use street directories anymore. We use maps. And communicating with friends, I feel like I'd feel quite isolated if I didn't have the internet. But so tough question. I would probably say, I'm sad to admit it, but no.
Okay. What about you, Vivian?
I just remember when I was in high school. I went to high school in Kampala, miles away from my family. And I remember I wished to tell my mom, today I have a headache, or today I have a bad mood, or I want money. And that would take, literally weeks or months for that information to get across to my mom. So when I think of how much internet has done to ease this communication, I feel like I would not want to go back there at any time. No, definitely not.
So both of you, no.
What about you?
Wow. I thought I was the one asking you guys.
You know what women do? We turn it around.
We turn the table around.
Okay. Honestly, it will be hard. It's hard when you get used to something, and I mean in a good way, not in a bad way mostly, but like using it every day. Like you check on your friends, how they're doing. Sometimes your family. Even working. Like how can you work without the internet? So. I'll probably say no, but if it's a vacation maybe or something like that, and I'm with my friends, the most close to me, then no problem. But in a normal day-to-day life, I would probably say no. I will still need the internet every day.
Because there's this whole thing around, if it's not on Facebook, if it's not on Instagram, did it actually happen? Did it actually happen? And so if you're on vacation and you don't post,
you did not go for vacation.
Wow, that's hard. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you guys on our channel, like you're watching right now, leave us a comment down below in this special day of International Women's Day. What do you think? What do you think of the usage of internet that we have? How often do you use the internet? Do you think you can stay for a month without the internet? Yeah. Leave a comment down below, and we'll get back to you. Okay. So Vivian, you are a lawyer, and as a lawyer, you've seen how the internet has been used as a tool to reach people and issues in the community. Do you think most youth are using the internet in a beneficial way, positive way, especially women and youth? Since we are talking about this International Women's Day today, do you think it's being used in a right way, or what can be done to best utilize the internet for the development of the country and youth in general, especially women?
Allow me to answer you as an international trade lawyer. Okay. And from the trade perspective, I would say that in Tanzania, while we have a lot of people engaging in entrepreneurship, we do not have as many people, especially women, using or understanding how to use the internet or technology to support and boost their entrepreneurship activities. One one of the statistics from OECD. They were just trying to say that in Africa and in developing countries at large, a lot of people do entrepreneurship activities, but most of them do not get any profit. And it's because they have not learned the art of e-commerce, which is done online. But that is a problem from originally. Like, as you've heard us, most of us, even the educated ones, we do use Instagram just for selfies. We don't use it for the productive things or to share with the world what we are doing. And therefore, I do think digital literacy is highly needed in countries like developing countries and least developed countries in order to boost our entrepreneurship activities.
And I suppose if you look at today, International Women's Day, there's hashtags, there's women posting about other women, boosting each other up, and there are those negatives of you look at an Instagram post and girls look at self-image and self-body image and that type of thing. Yeah. But if we can use it in a positive way to boost other women up and say, hey, look, that's great what you're doing, the e-commerce, your business is great. It's boosting women through social media, through the internet.
And you can also, you can see that the world has changed. Now when things happen, like we've seen through social media, like WhatsApp, people share if something happens. Like we saw that video of, I don't remember if Sam saw it, but like most of Tanzanians saw that video of a woman hitting a child. Remember that time? That it was shared around and responsibility was taken against that woman who was doing that. And things that are not good in the society have been solved even through the internet. So it's if it is used in the right way, I believe that, we can have a brighter future.
I completely agree with you. If there is one thing we, the Tanzanian people, know how to do best, is to circulate information via social media. Now, today, as we're celebrating International Women's Day, I'm actually calling upon every woman out there. Instead of, circulating all this gossip and propaganda, had we tried to, share what a friend is doing, share what you're doing, share with us what you have to offer. Some things we order from Nairobi, but actually they're found here in Arusha. And the reason is because the person in Nairobi uses that Instagram to try and find customers. So I wish we adopted that.
Use the internet in the right way. Use the social media to share your friends' work. Use the internet to share the best things that are happening around you and not the gossip. Very good. One last thing that I just wanted to talk to you guys about is, what do you have to tell the youth about learning? How can they use the internet to learn, to benefit themselves, to increase their knowledge? What can you say about learning through the internet?
I suppose I feel that youth today are very privileged to have the internet. No longer do you have to read a book. You don't have to go to a dictionary. It's all there at a touch of a button, really. And I think anything you need to know, there's always a YouTube tutorial. You can study abroad. You can do it remotely. And I think that there's so many resources. You do have to make sure that it's credible resources and that the information is backed up. But I think that it's as simple as typing it into Google and as making sure that the website, as I said, is credible. But really, it's really lucky. And the generations before us, it amazes them. Like for my 90-year-old grandparents, it blows their mind that we can now press a button and all the information is there. And they would have spent years and professionally, like as a journalist, like every information is right there. You don't have to. It's changed my industry a lot because we are in media. And I think that it's a really powerful thing if it's used in the right way.
Very good.
Yeah, in the spirit of us being privileged, and like I said, allow me, today I'm speaking to that woman entrepreneur. For women entrepreneurs out there are two specific areas that I've found very helpful in learning about entrepreneurship and everything. One is the International Trade Center. The International Trade Center has become resourceful. So for developed world, they have to pay for it, but it's completely free for least developed countries. So if you're a woman entrepreneur, you're struggling on how to raise your business, you're struggling how to deal with the regulations of different areas, just click the International Trade Center and you'll find the academy. It's free of charge, different lectures. Another place is So under the International Trade Center and the World Trade Organization, there is something that they're trying to promote for women. It's called She Trades. And they're looking for women in Africa that are doing business, that they would want their business to, you know, be known abroad.
Yeah.
And so it's a community that supports women entrepreneurs. So for a woman, just go into those and thank me later.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I need to do that tonight.
Yeah, so for all you women out there, East Africa, you know, women in Kenya, women in Tanzania, where we are from, women in Nairobi, in Uganda and Rwanda, all of you, all of Africa, you have heard that, and I didn't even know that. So this is your chance, you know, visit the International Trade Center, and you will thank Vivian later on our YouTube channel that I'm about to tell you at the end. And before we wind up this nice chat, let's talk about when we first. What was the first funny experience, or what was the first silly experience you had with the internet or the technology in general? You know, like anything that you know, you were like, wow, this is not me. Yeah, what is it?
I can't wait for Viv's one. But something funny for me that I've only just recently come across is that I've always been told that if you put your phone up to your ear, it's not great for you, that you should always try and talk to because of the brain waves. So I've recently got this new iPhone mainly for the camera because I don't have to carry a digital camera, it's all on here. And I just can't use the facial recognition, and I know that all the tech heads out there are going to say, why, it's such a waste of time putting in your numbers, but I just worry about the face, but because we don't want to ruin this, but it is a silly thing. But I wonder in the future. But I'm sure Apple has tested it, and I'm sure it's all good. But that is something funny that people like Francis, who's a tech expert, can't believe that I do. But one day maybe. I'm willing to be convinced out there. If you think I should do it, you know, I'm willing to.
She should use her Face ID. What do you have to say? It's 2019, right? We're in 2019, and she doesn't want to use her Face ID.
I know. I should just do it, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Vivian? Okay.
Well, this was quite embarrassing for me because the first time I started using technology was actually Facebook. And my mom wanted to know everything that happened in my life. And by the time I was using Facebook, I was in Russia trying to do a degree, which I didn't do, by the way. I came back home. So I'm sitting there, I'm chatting, and I used to be a cheeky kid. So this person started texting me as, hey, pretty, how are you? And da-da-da-da. And I told that person off. Like, I can't remember if there was a bad word that I reserved. And then later, she just typed, sorry, it's mom.
So you told your mum off. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah, that was...
So these days, I do not tell anyone off on social media.
In case it's your mum.
Yeah,
in case it's...
That was bad. Wow. Okay, guys, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed this new video style that we've been trying out. This is the first video we've done in English, and we're doing this in order to reach more people. We're trying to reach more people around the world, you know, all over Africa. You know, we started with Kiswahili because we thought, you know, the majority of people will catch up with Kiswahili, but apparently it's still, you know, people are still learning, and until then we'll be mixing Kiswahili and English at the same time, and I hope you enjoy this kind of videos. If you like it, leave a comment below saying, you know, like what we should do more, what we should improve. And don't forget to like the video, but also go and check out Vivian's YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel. She talks about law, everything law, and I'm sure you will love the content that she has on her channel. You can also check Sam's Instagram page. She has a really nice Instagram page. I'll put the link down below. And yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Happy International Women's Day. And for all you great women out there, we love you all and we appreciate you so much. And yeah, peace and love.